is going on, guys? It's your boy Kiief here. The video I have for you guys today is going to be a class setup video for Call of Duty Ghost. And basically what this is are basically my favorite classes, what I use. In the bottom two, the Vepr and the Marksman rifle classes. Excuse me. Those two classes at the bottom are classes that I don't really use, but I set them up for you guys so that way if you guys were to use those classes, maybe you can take some of my ideas. Basically, the way I would set them up is what I did for you guys to see how I would run those classes. So maybe you guys would like to try them as well. So these four classes are basically the only four classes I really use. I mean, I run a lot of specialists. That's about it. You guys who watch my live stream, I started off running assault, and I feel like the assault streaks in this game aren't that powerful. They don't get you that many kills. And the bonus points you get for the specialist bonus make up for the fact that you don't really get as many kills with assault. So I figured, why not run specialist with every class? And that's pretty much what I do. Basically, my first class, the main class that I use all the time, is my Honey Badger class. And for those of you guys who don't know, the Honey Badger is basically, I don't know, the ACR of the game. I don't really know how to explain it. It's one of the better guns in the game. Now, it is different from any Call of Duty because this gun actually comes with a built-in silencer. And as you guys know, I don't believe any other Call of Duty ever came with a built-in silencer. This is like unique and one of a kind. So the reason I like this gun the most is because it kind of saves you an extra attachment. A lot of times there's like 3 separate attachments I'd like to run on a gun, and you have that option in this game, but I don't want to waste a perk on it. So the fact that this comes with a built-in silencer already, that's just an added bonus. And the silencer in this game doesn't really seem to weaken the distance. Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, if you guys use a silencer, you guys know that aiming at a distance, it kind of really takes away from your damage. And in this game, I feel like even at a long distance, running a silencer, you don't really lose much of the damage. So this gun is just absolutely amazing. Now my two favorite attachments to run on it are definitely the foregrip and the extended mags. And as you guys know, Black Ops 2, I didn't run any perks, or any lethals, any tacticals, any secondaries. And it's the same with this game. And in this game, it's actually better to not run it because you get extra perks for that. And I absolutely love the idea that, you know, you get to have extra perks if you don't choose to have a secondary, a lethal, and a tactical, which is pretty sick. Basically, this is my first specialist class. Like I said before, this is the class I run all the time. So these are my 5 absolute favorite perks. If I could, every single class I made in Call of Duty Ghost would have these 5 perks on it, which, as you guys will see, it just about every class does. Sleight of hand, faster reloading. As you know, you get into a lot of gunfights, you want to be able to reload fast. That's why you run sleight of hand, it's pretty obvious. Stalker, not everybody uses Stalker, but I feel like Stalker definitely increases my accuracy. So Stalker is a must-have for me, and it's a must-have for a lot of my friends as well, and I don't know, I feel like most people that play the game use Stalker. Scavenger, that's pretty obvious. You need to get ammo. If you're on a high gun streak and you don't have Scavenger, you got to pick up some randy-ass gun that might have a target finder or something gay on it. You know, so you definitely have to run Scavenger. Now, Amplify is kind of a new perk they brought into this game, but it's very similar to Modern Warfare 3 Sitrep Pro. But Sitrep Pro eliminated teammate footsteps and amplified the enemy footsteps, while Amplify doesn't eliminate teammate footsteps, but it does amplify the enemy footsteps, which is awesome, and Amplify has got to be the best perk in the game. Now, if none of you guys have actually used it yet, don't judge. I'm down here right now, use that perk, and you guys will absolutely love it. Now, if you're playing on like an old school tube TV or something like that, or just a normal flat screen with built-in speakers, you don't have a surround sound set up or headsets, Amplify might not be for you, because Amplify is really made for people, you know, to hear what direction they're coming from, what environment they're in. And it's just one of the most overpowered perks in the game, and I recommend everybody run it. And then Hardline is also pretty obvious. You know, you want to get your perks 1 kill early. So first strike packages, I choose Specialist for this class, and the 3 perks I choose are Dead Silence, because Dead Silence mixed with Amplify is pretty overpowered. You can run around and hear your enemies everywhere. Quick Draw, because Quick Draw helps you win a lot of gunfights. And then Deadeye, and Deadeye is definitely a new perk, and basically what it does is as you get on a higher gun streak, what it says it does is increases your chances of bullets doing more damage. So basically the more kills you have, the more damage your bullets could potentially do. So it's kind of a cool new perk, and I'm really glad they put that in. And then my other perks here, that for some reason it doesn't tell me what they are, you have to look. Ready Up, Basically, your weapon is ready faster after sprinting. You know, it's pretty obvious. As you're sprinting around, you can aim pretty much instantly right after sprinting. Off the grid, which makes you invisible to UAVs, aka SATCOMs. Painkiller, which is a new perk to me. Well, actually, it's not called Painkiller, I guess. It's called ICU. But it regenerates health faster. Pretty useful perk. And then there's Ping. And Ping is also a new perk. And basically, when you kill an enemy, it sets off a ping. Kind of like Modern Warfare 3 did with the portable radar. It goes beep. You know, it sets off that little ping and it lights up enemies in the area. That's what this new perk does. So if you guys haven't tried that out, try that out as well. Now I realize that class took me 5 minutes to explain, so I'm going to go ahead and go through the rest of these classes pretty quick. Now if I sound like I'm talking funny, guys, I'm really sorry. I have a really bad stuffy nose, and that's kind of why I haven't been live streaming the past 3 days either. I said I was going to live stream every day, but I've had a pretty bad cold lately, and my nose has been so stuffy, it's been hard for me to talk and do commentaries and all this shit, so I've been slacking again, but I really want to get this video out. I definitely need the views that we're going to get off this video, because mainly the reason I'm saying that is because this helps the channel. A lot of people are looking for good class setup videos right now, and these honestly are some of the best class setups around. I mean, these are my favorite classes. I don't have a lot of chem strikes, you know, compared to some people, but I already have 3 chem strikes since the game's been out, and it's been out less than a week. To me, on a personal level, that's a pretty good achievement, so I feel like this will help you guys out. So what I'm trying to say is, by posting these kind of videos, people like you are getting help, but it's also helping us in return. So I guess that's what I'm trying to explain. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and go on here. My next class, the Honey Badger. Again, now the reason I put a red dot on here, which I never run a red dot, I'm perfectly happy with the iron sights on the Honey Badger. This is just for the people that have never really used iron sights, you know, they always use a red dot. I would suggest running red dot with extended mag. Unless you want to run 3 perks, you could put that grip on it. But you don't really need to, because with the red dot, technically you have better accuracy anyway, so it kind of makes up for the fact that there's no grip. So that's the only reason I would ever run that. Perks, Sleight of Hand, Stalker, Off the Grid. So this is basically for when you're playing against tryhards, and they're calling in constant SATCOMs. Hardline and Gambler. And the reason I put Gambler on here is because with Off the Grid, I have 1 perk left over. So I go ahead and pick Gambler, and it gives you a random perk. And it's pretty cool because you can get any perk, you know, at all. It'll just randomly give you a perk, so, you know, why not use it? It's basically the reason I use it. Now, my specialist perks here: Amplify, Scavenger, and Deadeye. Pretty much already explained to you what those all do. And then for specialist perks, we have Ready Up, like always. We have ICU, which I already explained. The Ping I already explained, and the Quick Draw, which is pretty obvious. You want to win those gunfights. Now this is basically more of a, I don't know, I'd say tryhard class, where if you're playing against tryhards and they're calling in a lot of SATCOMs, this is the class I run. These 2 classes right here I have made on my account, and they're always ready for me to grab and use whenever. These are the 2 classes I use the most, like I said, minus the red dot. Now the next class I'm going to show you guys is a new class I recently started using, and I've actually fallen in love with the Remington R5. This might be my new favorite gun. I mean, I said earlier the Honey Badger is kind of like the ACR of the game. I honestly would say the Remington is more like the ACR. This gun is amazing. And this is the only gun in the game where I actually run 3 perks on it, or 3 attachments. I never used the 3 attachment perk, except for this gun. And that's mainly because I want to be silenced. I don't want people to hear me coming. I use this a lot for playing Blitz, which is basically kind of like spawn trapping. I don't want people to know where I'm trapping them at. And a normal clip with this gun only comes with 24 rounds. So when you put this on, you get like 36 or something like that, or 32. I'm not really sure. You get a couple extra bullets, so extended mag definitely helps. And this is one gun I don't actually like the iron sight on too much. I feel like the red dot sight just makes it that much perfecter, more perfect, perfecter. I'm not even sure if that's a word. But the red dot sight makes it that much more perfect of a gun. Now the perks here: Ready Up, Stalker, Amplify, Extra Attachment. As you guys know, I have the 3 attachments on it, and then Hardline. Pretty explanatory. Sleight of Hand, Scavenger, Deadeye. You'll notice I have Deadeye on just about every single class, and that's because Deadeye is really an overpowered perk. Every time I get my specialist bonus, I am almost guaranteed to get the Chem Strike, just because of the fact that Deadeye is just so overpowered. Usually when I shoot people, they die. And that's kind of what Deadeye does. I mean, it just makes them die. Now this class here is kind of more of a Russian class I made. But And the only reason I consider it rushing, even though I said it was for trapping, is because when you do die, or when I need to play the objective in Blitz, as you guys know, you gotta, kind of slide through the little goal to score a point. I like to make sure I can sprint, and sprint fast. So this is what I use for Blitz, and I want to make sure that, they can't hear me coming, but I can still recharge my health, all this and that, and that's why I choose these perks. Even though I do a lot of sitting around and just kind of spawn trapping-ish kind of thing, I don't necessarily spawn trap. You got to make sure you can move fast and play the objective and still make sure you win the game. So that's why this class is set up the way it is. And if you guys play that Blitz, I would recommend trying this class out. If you're going for Kim Strikes, it comes in handy. Now, this is one thing I don't run often is Assault. I started the game off using Assault, but Assault really just doesn't do it for me anymore. In this game, it's not that powerful. I mean, if you guys have used Assault, you know that you can't really get that many kills with it. Especially because of fucking spawn protection. That's pretty annoying. And it really interrupts a lot of your kills, but as before, I don't really like the iron sight, so I go ahead and use the red dot sight. And the extended mags, and this time I'm not using a silencer, and that's because it's not necessarily a trapping class. I don't care if they know where I'm at. If they know where I'm at, I'm just going to fuck them up. Now, since it's Assault, I have to use my 5 favorite perks, as I said before. Sleight of Hand, Stalker, Scavenger, Amplify, and Hardline. Those are the absolute best perks in the game, pretty much. Minus the other one there. For some reason I can't think of what it's called. I'll tell you right now, I think it's called Deadeye. Yeah, it is called Deadeye. Yeah, minus Deadeye, those are the 5 best, most important perks. But for a strike package, for some reason I just deleted it there. I would really, really recommend the IMS. And you might say the IMS isn't that powerful, but in this game, when I put down an IMS, I am almost guaranteed to get 4 kills. The IMS, if you put it down in a heavy area of traffic, you will get a lot of kills with that IMS. You really will. And the next thing I recommend is the Battle Hind. That's because you don't have to control it. It'll just fly around and get you all kinds of kills. The Battle Hind's a pretty overall solid kill streak. And then the Gryphon. Gryphon, however you say this word. This thing is the... I can't think of what it's called in Black Ops 2 for a second. Let me think about this for a second. It's called a... This is bad. Dragonfire, there we go. It's called a Dragonfire. Man, I had a fucking brain fire right there. This is the Dragonfire on crack. This thing shoots rockets. Usually it takes about 2 rockets to kill somebody, but either way, it's hard to shoot down, and 2 rockets shoot out of it pretty fucking fast. So it's a pretty badass kill streak, and if you guys haven't ran it yet, I would recommend running it. So that's my Assault class. Now this right here is for you tryhard rushy types, those of you guys who want to rush and everything like that. I enjoy rushing every now and then. This is what I use for my rushing class, and I don't use a lot of the submachine guns in this game. They're not really... All these maps are too big for submachine guns. They really are. So on Strike Zone, every now and then, I'll use this class right here to kind of rush around a little bit. Basically keep it simple, a silencer and a grip. Now for perks, I have Ready Up. And like I said, it's a rushing class, so you want to be able to, be ready right then and there. Sleight of Hand, Dead Silence, Scavenger, Amplify, Hardline. Pretty self-explanatory, and that's what most people would use when they think about rushing. Now for a strike package, we have Agility, Marathon, and Deadeye, which, as I told you guys before, Deadeye, every specialist class because it's just overpowered. Agility and Marathon because you're going to be rushing around a lot, you want to move fast, you want to move for a long time. And then for perks, we have Takedown, which is one perk I don't necessarily use so much, but when I'm rushing around, I'm going to be on the enemy spawn a lot. This is kind of like a domination class. So you want to have that takedown. When you're killing the enemies, you don't want them to know that you're right behind them. And if you have this perk on, they won't know. But ICU, as I said before, pretty self-explanatory. The ping, so you know where they are, all around that C flag. And off the grid, because obviously if you're running around in their spawns, you don't want them to know. But this is what I would recommend for a pretty stealthy class, but also a good rushing class as well. It's a pretty fun class to use, so... this is one of my favorite classes to run on jungle. Or it's not jungle, I don't know. Oh man, dude, I don't know why I just said jungle. Prison Break. I believe that's what it's called. The one that looks like jungle, kinda. Prison Break, I believe, is what it's called. This is my favorite class to run on that map. It's really fun to run around and just kind of fuck people up in the spawns and everything. So, Domination on Prison Break. Try this map out. You guys will enjoy it. If it's not called Prison Break, I feel really stupid, and leave a comment below and yell at me or something. Let me know. But, anyway, this is the final class I put together for you guys, the Marksman rifle. I tried this out, and I actually didn't like it that much. but it was extremely powerful. And this is the SVU, which from Black Ops 2 was a sniper. Now they made it into a Marksman rifle, which I'm not a big fan of. You know, I gave them a shot, I tried them out. They do kill people fast. This setup right here, even with a silencer, 2-shot from any distance, they drop. Now the reason I'm using an iron sight is because I'm not very accurate with these 1-shot weapons. I'm not accurate with them at all. And with a red dot, for some reason, I feel like I'm even more inaccurate, which is, I know it makes no sense at all, but that's just how I am. And kind of like any sniper would, they have a secondary. Up close, I'm not very good with a Marksman rifle, so I do run a secondary for this class. So I haven't actually tried the PDW out, which I do want to try one of these days, but I figured I'd go ahead and put this as my secondary. This is for all you campers out there. You don't necessarily have to run an IED, because these things piss me off more than anything in the world. I don't even know why I'm putting this on YouTube right now. Not many people are going to watch this video, I'm assuming, up to this point. This is a long-ass video, but IED, for anybody who wants to camp, I do suggest this to you. Can't believe I'm saying it. This is basically a C4 mixed with Claymore on crack. This thing is so fucking powerful. Every time I hear beep, 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 boom, I'm dead. It's the most annoying thing in the world, so... Actually, now that I say that, don't use it. But, yeah, if you guys are campers, I suggest it to you. I don't know why I'm saying that. But, because you're using a secondary and a lethal, you don't have very much room for very many perks. So, Sleight of Hand, Stalker, Scavenger, and Hardline, I would really recommend. It kind of sucks because you don't have awareness. Actually, man, I'm fucking that up again. It's not called awareness. Sorry, guys. It's a brand new game. I'm fucking really bad with all these. There's like 35 perks to memorize here. Amplify. It sucks that you don't have Amplify, but at the same time, you're kind of camping, so you're going to hear footsteps either way. And then for strike packages, we have the UAV, the dog, and then the Battle Hind, which, it's not the UAV, it's SATCOM. But one thing I do want to talk about before we get going here is these last 4 kill streaks. The Maniac Juggernaut, as you guys know, it's a lot of fun to use. I'm sure a lot of you guys have used it. You're a Juggernaut with a knife. You can run faster than a normal player, but you don't regain your shields. I actually haven't used this Juggernaut yet because I don't really care too much. I don't really care too much about Juggernauts, honestly. This thing right here is basically a spawn trapping machine. The Helo Pilot is pretty nice, but it fucking sucks because there's spawn protection. So usually by the time people spawn, they run into the buildings. So for the maps in this game, the Helo Pilot's not even that good, and it's pretty unfortunate. The same with the low key. The low key is actually pretty sick. This shoots like a laser beam down from space, basically. It's like a huge missile that shoots from the satellite, and it blows shit the fuck up, is basically what it does. But also you have the ability to drop a big-ass Juggernaut, who is basically an AI, and he follows you around on the map. He's basically one of these Juggernauts right here. He's an assault Juggernaut with a light machine gun. And he follows you everywhere on the map you go after you're done with your low key, and he just kills people. So it's pretty cool. And also there's the ability to drop off care packages. I believe it's up to 3. That's the most I ever dropped off out of a low key. I dropped off 3 care packages to my teammates. So that right there is a pretty overpowered kill streak, and I suggest somebody, you know, who hasn't tried it out, go ahead and try it out. You know, it's really fun. If you have to, camp for it, you know. Not everybody can get their kill streaks that easily, but if you camp, it'll come. So hopefully this video helped you guys out, and I don't know, I spent a lot of time doing this, especially considering the fact that I'm pretty sick right now. I'm having a hard time breathing out my nose, so it's kind of hard to talk for a long time, but I did it. I survived, and here we are at the end. So please hit that like button, guys, and hopefully you guys try these classes out. Hopefully this helps you guys a little bit, and I will see you guys later. So have a nice night, and peace out.